morning. Welcome to another fresh edition of Inside Nigerian Leadership Television. Thank God it's Friday. Today is March 14, 2025. My name is Winifred Global, your host on the program. On today's show, we are looking at what the papers, the national papers that is, are saying, including Nigeria's most influential Leadership Friday. And of course, also Nigeria's foremost Friday newspaper, Leadership Friday. Let's go over to Leadership Friday and see what it's offering on its menu this Friday. 2027 coalition, PDP Labour Party top, Taunt APC. 2027 coalition, PDP Labour Party top, Taunt APC. Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State, says he's ready to work with Obi. That was the trending story yesterday. And Diri says, let's put our house in order first. Labour Party kicks Lambas Nenadi Usman over romance with SDP. I'll take that leading story once again on Leadership Friday. Of course, Leadership Friday is talking politics today, Friday. 2027 coalition, PDP Labour Party top, Taunt APC. I'm ready to work with Obi, says Bala Mohammed. Let's put our house in order first, Diri. Labour Party kicks Lambas Nenadi Usman over romance with SDP. Leading story on today's Leadership Friday. Reps adopt panel report on tax bills. Reps adopt panel report on tax bills. Court summons NAFDAC DG, IGP over Onitsha drug market closure. Beside the masthead of Leadership Friday, Senate passes vote of confidence on Akpabio in view of the saga between Senator Natasha Koti-Uduaghan and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The Senate has moved to pass a vote of confidence on the Senate President. Above the masthead of Leadership Friday, Buhari disowns El-Rufai, vows to remain in APC. Nigeria spends 1.26 trillion naira on debt servicing in 2 months. With that concludes front cover review. We move to the page 3 of the paper where we have our stand. Today's stand is on health hazards of self-medication. Health hazards of self-medication. Self-medication, a practice where individuals treat symptoms of illness using various drugs, herbal remedies, or other substances without the guidance of a healthcare professional, has become an increasingly prevalent issue in Nigeria. Initially viewed as a cost-effective and convenient solution, self-medication now poses significant risk to public health. Despite repeated warnings from medical experts, many Nigerians continue to turn to self-medication, largely due to economic constraints, lack of access to healthcare services, and deep-rooted cultural beliefs. However, the potential dangers of this practice, ranging from worsening health conditions to increasing the spread of drug-resistant diseases, are far-reaching and alarming. In conclusion, today's stand says, as a newspaper, we believe that one way to combat this menace is by expanding health insurance coverage and improving access to affordable healthcare. By making healthcare more accessible and affordable, many Nigerians will be less likely to turn to self-medication as a solution. Today's stand on Leadership Friday, health hazards of self-medication. Of course, it's an editorial that appeals to all Nigerians, because most Nigerians actually take to self-medication, even at the slightest fever. Is on that note, we move to the back page of Leadership Friday, where we have conversation with Azu. Today's conversation is on the thing between Godswill and Natasha. The thing between Godswill and Natasha. Today's conversation with Azu, in quotes, it says, enough of the salacious spellbinder. This is a conversation you want to partake in, even as you log into the website. But just before we move away from conversation with Azu, we bet at Ghana Must Go. Ghana Must Go says, we are not responsible for NNPP crisis. APC tells El-Rufai news. And of course, Ghana Must Go answered, which one did you cause? Interesting. Well, all these and more you'll find when you log into the website of Leadership for more stories. www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move ahead to the next week paper we have on our lineup, and that is the Punch. The Punch also has a political story as its main headline. Federal government knocks Obasanjo as ex-president raised Buhari worst in corruption. Federal government knocks Obasanjo as ex-president raised Buhari worst in corruption. Presidency lampoons OBJ for warning Tinubu government may dwarf Buhari's fraud index. I'll take that again. Federal government knocks Obasanjo as ex-president raised Buhari worst in corruption. And the kicker, presidency lampoons OBJ for warning Tinubu government may dwarf Buhari's fraud index. Of course, the ex-president was talking on the premises of the trillions of naira awarded to high-tech construction for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. And in that reaction, presidency lampoons OBJ for warning Tinubu government may dwarf Buhari's fraud index. Still on the front cover of the Punch, El-Rufai carpet successor over loyalist arrest. Court remands couple for impersonating Katsina governor's wife. Customs intercept undeclared $1.1 million, 135,900 Saudi riyals at Kano Airport. Customs intercept undeclared $1.1 million, 135,900 Saudi riyals at Kano Airport. Beside the masthead of the Punch suspension, a battled Natasha fights spread suit as Senate backs Akpabio. Above the masthead of the Punch, tax reform, reps approve new VAT sharing formula for states. Federal government foreign airlines begin talks over rising fares. 2027 PDP governors Obi NNPP Moon alliance to stop Tinubu. Is on that note we conclude review of front headline stories on the Punch this Friday. Don't forget to log into the website of the Punch newspaper for continuation of these headline stories. First, we move to Vanguard for his own headline stories. Vanguard says tax fees reps adopt 7.5% VAT. Reject increase to 15%. Headline story today on Vanguard newspaper. Reps adopt 7.5% VAT. Reject increase to 15%. Reject inheritance tax. Approve committee's report. We await details of approval before comment. Nachima. Don't celebrate yet. CSO advises Nigerians. Catholic Bishop says Nigeria on the brink, but there is hope. We have the picture of President Bola Tinubu breaking fast with Senate leaders alongside his vice yesterday at Presidential Villa, Abuja. Rivers crisis will shock Tinubu if Fubara's impeached Egbesu. Rivers crisis will shock Tinubu if Fubara is impeached Egbesu. Bodejo to Tinubu, Wike's rhetorics inflammatory, dangerous, embarrassing. He talks as if he controls everybody in Nigeria. Rivers Assembly to probe CJ over alleged age falsification. Consider interest of Rivers. Fubara begs lawmakers orders. Kickers to the second leading story on Vanguard this Friday, March 14, 2025. Rivers crisis will shock Tinubu if Fubara is impeached, coming from Egbesu. But a judge to Tinubu, he says Wike's rhetorics inflammatory, dangerous, embarrassing. He talks as if he controls everybody in Nigeria. Rivers Assembly to probe CJ over alleged age falsification. Consider interest of Rivers. Fubara begs lawmakers orders. Underneath that, Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, Obasanjo free not to use road when completed, coming from the Works Minister Umahi in reaction to the statement credited to the former president Olusegun Obasanjo yesterday on the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Umahi in response says Obasanjo free not to use road when completed. Tinubu says for 50 years we're spending money belonging to unborn generations. Talking about the fuel subsidy removal, he said he has no regrets. He says for 50 years we're spending money belonging to unborn generations. He said, as a matter of fact, that fuel subsidy removal is a blessing to the unborn generation. Last sports, World Cup qualifier, Chair replaces injured Teller with Torunariga for the World Cup qualifier. And that takes us to the stories about the masthead of Vanguard. Federal government to curb borrowing by optimizing assets resource mobilization, coming from Edu. Millions of Nigerians still struggling with poor internet access, Minister. And Peter Obi says Tinubu has performed very well in quotes. Will enact Fly Nigeria Act to boost local airlines, coming from Festus Keyabo. Graduates, the art of first-class solutions monks high turnover of varsity geniuses. We have the picture of the university with first-class honors from the DC, obviously, why many are running to breast the tape for the first-class honors. Reps pass amended naughty tax bills, retain 7.5% VAT. Obi's return to PDP imminent, engages parties towards Governors Forum. Nigeria risks disaster from over 1,260 open mine pits, expert warns. Again, TCN battles vandals as Fort Worth collapse worsens grid supply. Dangote Foundation launches 16 billion naira food aid for 1 million Nigerians. Inmates dying in custodial centers due to poor feeding, panel finds. Inmates dying in custodial centers due to poor feeding, panel finds. No amount of coalition can oust Tinubu in 2027, says Teller. These are stories just beneath the masthead of The Guardian this Friday. No amount of coalition can oust Tinubu in 2027, says Teller. Natasha, Senate President, National Assembly clerk, others face contempt charge. Fubara tax Assembly on Supreme Court ruling amid calls for CJ probe. These are stories gracing the cover of The Guardian this Friday. For more, log into the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. From The Guardian, we move over to the next paper on our headline today, and that is THISDAY. THISDAY says, Tinubu defense reforms, Cardoso upbeat on economy, says time for fear is over. Tinubu defense reforms, Cardoso upbeat on economy, says time for fear is over. States Nigerians now hold assets in Naira in sign of great confidence. Ribadu says protecting local currency and national security obligation. Declares Naira abusers should face the law. Usoro advocates financial inclusion for women undeserved groups. We also have a picture from the ongoing ministerial press briefing series yesterday, where some of the ministers briefed on their goings in their respective ministries, including the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo. Abia businessman, how my 550 million naira got missing in First Bank. Abia businessman, how my 550 million naira got missing in First Bank. The story runs on page 8 of THISDAY. And above the above the leading story is also another second leading story on the cover of THISDAY newspaper today. El-Rufai says, I know those who paid to be ministers. Says no regrets supporting Tinubu, but disappointed. El-Rufai, I know those who paid to be ministers. Says no regrets supporting Tinubu, but disappointed. Hence, Buhari gave his blessings, prayers before he exited APC. Former president declares loyalty to party, says he won't work against it. Renaissance completes 100% acquisition of SPDC Nigeria. The story is on page 33 of THISDAY. Renaissance completes 100% acquisition of SPDC Nigeria, that is Share Petroleum Development Company Nigeria, SPDC. And I told the masthead of THISDAY, federal government to Obasanjo, don't pass through Lagos Calabar Highway whenever it's completed. Flays ex-president for downplaying Tinubu's landmark projects. Says ex-Nigerian leader trying to rewrite history, neglecting old failures in office. Accuses him of mishandling energy sector nation's refineries overseeing fraudulent privatization of Nitel. Kickers to that leading story on this day. The story about the masthead of this day, federal government Obasanjo don't pass through Lagos Calabar Highway whenever it's completed. So that note will bring to a close review of front headline stories on this day newspaper this Friday, March 14, 2025. For more, don't forget to log into the website of this day. It's also on this note to bring to an end today's Inside Nigeria. Don't forget to log into the website of Leadership to read more on these trending stories, www.leadership.ng. My name is Winifred Gwebo. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to join us for news on the hour on this station. Thanks.
Get ready for the Leadership Awards and Conference 2024. Join us as we celebrate excellence across various fields, honoring those who've made remarkable impacts. Award categories include Person of the Year, Quinquennial Award for Governance and Infrastructure, Governors of the Year, Business Person of the Year, and many more. Stay updated by following us on social media and visiting our website, leadership.ng. For sponsorship and inquiries, contact us today. Leadership Award and Conference 2024, celebrating excellence, inspiring the future. Thank you for watching.